Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. On this video, I will explain 12 texts of reading course assignment. Okay, number one. Number one is descriptive text. Descriptive text is the text that describes person, place, animal, and object. And the purpose of descriptive text is to help the reader image what is being described. Descriptive text usually has two generic structure. The first is identification and the second is description. And language features of descriptive text is usually use simple present tense, adjectives, and sensory words. Number two is procedural text. Definition of procedural text is text that contains steps or stage in doing something. These steps include the sequence of processes for making something from the beginning to the end to achieve a goal. The purpose of procedural text is provide detailed guidance on how to perform a text using detailed materials and method to achieve a goal. So, and generic structure of procedural text, the first is goal or purpose. The second is material or tools. The third is steps or method. And the last one is reaffirmation. For the language features, procedural texts usually use actionable verbs, imperative sentence, sequence words, and simple present tense. And procedural texts have four types. The first is simple procedural text. The second is complex procedural text. And the last is sequential and non-sequential procedural text. And the number three is narrative text. Narrative text is a form of writing that recount a story or series of events and can be either fiction or non-fiction. The main purpose of narrative text is to entertain the readers or listeners through a story. In addition, narrative text is also used to deliver a moral lesson or life value. Narrative texts have three generic structure. The first is orientation, the second is complication, and the third is resolution. Language features of narrative text is use past tense, adverbial of time, adjectives, and noun phrase. List of narrative text. Number one is fable. Number two is fantasy. Number three is folktale. Number four is fairy tale. Number five is legend. Number six is myth. And the seven is biography. Number four is recount text. Recount text is a text that retells past events or experiences in the order they happen. The purpose of recount text is to tell about past experience, share memories or events, and entertain or inform the reader. Text structure of recount text is the first orientation, the second is events, and the last is reorientation. And the language features of recount text is use past tense, time connectives, specific participants, and adverb of time or place. Number five is report text. Definition of report text is type of text that presents factual information about something in general, and the purpose is to give factual information about something in general, and to help the reader understand fact about an animal, object, plant, or phenomenon. Generic structure of report text. The first is general classification, and the second is description. Only two. And the language features of report text is simple present tense, general participants, technical terms, adjective or descriptive words, and the last one is use adverb of time. Number six is hortatory exposition. Hortatory exposition is a spoken or written text intended to explain listeners or readers that something should or should not happen or be done. The purpose of hortatory exposition text is to persuade the readers to adopt a certain viewpoint or to take a specific action regarding an issue. And the generic structure of hortatory exposition text is first thesis, the second is argumentation, and the last one is recommendation. And the language features is simple present tense, modal verbs, action verbs, temporal connectives, and evaluative words. So next, number seven is explanation text. Definition of explanation text is text which explain how and why a phenomenon happens. It includes both natural, social, cultural, and social phenomenon. And the purpose is to explain how and why natural, social, cultural phenomenon happens. So the generic structure of explanation text, the first is title, the second is general statement, the third is explanation, and the last one is conclusion. And the language features usually use simple present tense, connective words, action verbs, technical term, and passive voice. And the number eight is analytical exposition. Analytical exposition is a type of English text that aims to convince the reader that an issue or phenomenon is important to discuss or pay attention to. The main purpose is to influence the reader to realize that the topic being discussed is true or important without forcing them to take immediate action. The generic structure of analytical exposition, the first is thesis, The second is argumentation, and the last is conclusion. And the language features is usually a simple present tense, internal conjunction, casual conjunction, and mental verb. So, number 9. Number 9 is the spoof text. Spoof text is a short story that written to entertain the readers. The most important part of spoof text is the twist ending, which is funny and unexpected. The story usually builds a normal situation at the beginning, but, but at the end, something surprising happens that makes the readers laugh. So, it's a spoof text. The purpose of spoof text is to make reader launch and to present a funny or unusual situation, and the last is to give a twist at the end. And the character of spoof text, the first is humorous, simple characters based on everyday situation and has a twist at the end. And the generic structure of spoof text, the first is orientation, the second is events, and the third is twist. And the language features using past tense, action verb, time connectives, and adverbial of time. And the number 10 is news item text. News item text is a text that reports information and newsworthy events to the public, usually found in newspaper, magazines, and online media. And the purpose is to give information about recent events or happenings. To newsworthy events to attract the reader's attention, to educate the readers, and to present factual information. The generic structure of news item text, the first is newsworthy events, the second is background events, and the last is source. The language features of news item text is usually used past tense, action verb, saying verb, adverb of time, and objective language. And the number 11 is review text. Review text is a type of text that gives evaluation or criticism of creative work or product. And the purpose is to share an opinion about whether a movie, book, game, or product is good or not. And the generic structure of review text, the first is orientation, the second is evaluation, the third is interpretive recap, and the last one is evaluative summation. And to make a good review text is usually use adjective, present tense, and opinion words. So the last text, or number 12, is discussion text. What is discussion text? Discussion text is a text that presents both sides of an issue or argument. Simple part, discussion text is an argumentative text contains two objective point of view, pro and contra. So the purpose of discussion text is to inform the readers about a particular topic, issue, or question by presenting different perspective, opinion, or arguments. The generic structure of discussion text, the first is issue, the second is arguments for, the third is arguments again, and the last is conclusion. So the language features of discussion text is using strains, forward tense, general nouns, thinking verbs, using modals, and using based on fake.